Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jennifer. I call myself, or this channel, The Frosted Maple. If you're new here, I post every Tuesday at 8 a.m. and this is just a vlog, just me talking about my life. It's predominantly gardening, arts and crafts, some baking, and yeah, just general life stuff. So if you like to stick around, please subscribe, and if not, that's okay. Thanks for popping by. So this week's video, I've been talking to a couple friends, and one of them said, hey, this would make a great video. So I thought, all right, well, let's do it. See if anybody watches. The video today is on a subject that some people find taboo. Some people don't. It's money. But yeah, I'm just going to share with you my current plan as to help get my finances in a better spot. My finances aren't bad. I do have investments. I'm able to live comfortably, but I've noticed since the pandemic that, well, things have gone up a lot and my dollar does not stretch as far as it did. Also, I got into some bad spending habits because just whipping out my tap and just tap, tap, tappy tap, tap. It's like, oh, and my money's gone. And then my Visa bill arrives and it's like, oh, I didn't realize I spent that much. Okay. I mean, everything's paid, but it's one of those ones where it's like, ow, what was I thinking? I wasn't. I just wasn't thinking. And that's what the problem was, is tapping just made things way easier for me and a little too easy for me. So since the start of the pandemic, going back, before the pandemic, I was the type of person that always overspent on takeout because I'm not good with details. I'm not good at fine details and planning out my day. I'm a big picture thinker. There are lots of people out there that are great with like meal prepping and getting up early to have their day organized and everything. I not so much. I mean, I am an early riser, but it's amazing how many times I would leave my house prior to the pandemic, swing by McDonald's, pick myself up a cup of coffee because for whatever reason I don't want to drink the coffee at the office or make it at home. I have no idea, just pure laziness, really. And then I would get to the office, I'd start my day. I mean, I would be prepared enough that I would bring a lunch, so that's great. But then I realized I didn't have anything out for supper, and my work is mentally exhausting. And so, yeah, I just didn't want to cook. So I would swing through a drive-through, or I order takeout and pick up a pizza or something. And yeah, that cost me, in retrospect, quite a bit of money. So since the start of the pandemic, I haven't been doing that. If you look at my videos, I've been growing a garden. I preserve, I pickle, I freeze, and I got into the whole thing from my garden to my table, which has been great. I mean, I still have to buy things because, well, I don't have chickens, I don't have a cow, so I still need butter, eggs, milk, that sort of thing. But I'm even making my own bread now and I have to tell you, yeah, my homemade bread is better, and my body responds differently to it than the store-bought bread. Since I did that during the pandemic, I had quite a bit of money that I was no longer spending, and that was awesome to a point. Because what I wound up doing is ordering more stuff through Amazon because I wasn't spending money on takeout anymore. Instead of moving it over to my investments or to my emergency fund or my savings account, I instead was like, trying this high-end skincare product because, I have the money. So I might as well try that because I've always wanted to try it. Very quickly, it started to, my little chunk of, extra money started to dwindle. And especially with everything moving to a tap system, right? Tap, 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 tappy tap. And what wound up happening is there were a few months where it's like, wow, I'm in overdraft. How did I get in overdraft? Okay. I mean, it wasn't anything too serious. But still, I looked at that and it was like, oh, well, this is a red flag. Why am I doing this to myself? So I started to look at my budget. And I hopped online. I was looking for a bunch of like free, tools to get online. They're super detailed and super impressive. And I'm like, wow, okay, good for you. I look at it and just go, no. So, because again, I am not detail oriented. If you get down to you're putting $3.72 into your home cleaning fund, like literally I saw this one budget where this one lady had a whole section on household cleaning products, and she would put X number of dollars and cents in. And you know what, more power to you. If that works for you, great. But I live in a country that doesn't have pennies, so not getting that specific. And yeah, that just wouldn't work for me. So I would quickly lose it. Yeah, I would do it up. I would set aside the time. I would do it. It would be painful and long for me to do. And then once it was created, I probably wouldn't use it. It's just not how my brain works. But when I was looking, like I said, I checked out a bunch of things, and I noticed all the budgeting is based on monthly income. And one thing I've noticed with my bills is many of them tend to float, as well as my pay days float. It's not like, oh, 1 month I'll get 2 and the next month I'll only get 1 paycheck. No, it's every 2 weeks. But is it going to be the first week of the month? Is it going to be the second week of the month? Do my bills come out the first week of the month and I get paid the second week of the month and I got to figure that out? Or do my bills come, like I get paid and then my bills all come out, right? So I realized that where I was tripping myself up is I wasn't taking into account how my bills floated and how my paydays floated. So on paper, the monthly budget looked great. In practice, I was struggling. 1 month budget just wasn't working. So instead, I'm doing 2-week budgeting. Like, that doesn't make any sense, but it's kind of working for me. So instead of planning out the monthly budget, like I need X number of dollars this month for that, it was, for me, I need X number of dollars for this paycheck. So in a way, I'm still doing a monthly budget, but I have it broken up into payday schedules. And that has helped me because some of my larger bills will separate at some point during the year. So typically my largest bills are my gas bill and my electric bill. And every now and then, because they float, my providers don't send me a bill on a dedicated day. It's not the third Friday of every month or the second Tuesday of every month. It floats around. So it's no big deal if one of those larger bills comes on one pay and another one on another pay, because that's great. But every now and then they line up and I've got these 2 large bills that come out with that same pay. And that one can be a little ouchy. And that's what I realized was happening and why I would occasionally dip into overdraft, because my bills float as well as my pays float. So I needed to figure out, okay, how much do they float? I mean, my pays don't float that much. But my bills, I was surprised that, yeah, they do float quite a bit. Like a week or even 2 weeks. Yeah. So, and if a bill was something I was paying on like the 10th of the month and they moved the billing date to like the 25th of the month, that's 2 different paychecks. So, yeah, so that's one thing I realized in reviewing my bills and where I was going wrong. So instead, like I said, I started in November to implement this 2-week budgeting, and it seems to be going really good. I haven't gone in overdraft, even though I had 2 very large bills, and they synced up, so it was actually perfect timing. Yeah, and the other thing I did is I realized that even though I wasn't going to fast food restaurants, I was still overspending on food. So I like cheese. And I like, you know, your regular cheese, like that's a fine and good, but I also like brie, camembert, aged cheddar, Gouda, and all those cheeses. And they are more expensive than the regular cheeses. And I like, you know, some fancier hot chocolates and things like that, especially in winter. And so what I realized is even though I wasn't going to the grocery store all that much, I was spending more as well. Like the cost of things is just going up. So I have switched over to cash. So for anything that goes in my mouth, I'm spending cash on, as well as the cat's food, stuff for the house, just my not my dedicated bills. It's kind of my discretionary funds. So I'm taking that out now in cash, or a certain portion out in cash. Since I've switched over to cash, I've noticed that I'm way more conscious of what I'm spending and what I'm spending that money on, because I'm literally watching the money leave my hand and go to someone else. And since I've switched over, I've really evaluated, do I really need X? Do I really need Y? Do I really need Z? And most often it's no, I don't. Part of the time though, it is, yeah, I do need it. And then I check and it's like, is it something I need right now? Or is it something that I can put off until next payday? And of course, do I have enough funds to get it now? And how will that impact the rest of my spending? Because I only have X number of dollars in my wallet and I'm not going to the bank to get more. Good news is, this seems to be working for me. I am happy with it, and I will keep doing it. I'll see how it goes in the new year. But that's what I've done. I don't know if any of you use cash. I don't know what works for you. Are you one of these Excel spreadsheet folks that has like everything laid out? Or are you the type of person that's kind of listening to this going, budget? Yeah, I've heard that word before, but yeah, I don't know it. And what are your tips and tricks? What do you do in order to help save money and get ahead in life? Yeah, leave your comment down below. Let me know what you think. Otherwise, until next week, I hope you all stay happy and healthy. I hope you found this interesting. Maybe you learned something, maybe you didn't. But yeah, that's it. Have a wonderful rest of your week and take care. Bye.